Okay, for the business process laboratory 2, in the first question is enumerate and explain briefly 10 steps of the procurement cycle. Of course, the first one is need recognition. The business or the company must know what product they need. And of course, from the product they need, they have to have a specific from the specific need, which is the number two. They must have standard or the specifications of the products to order. And from that, for number three, you have the source option. So the company needs to determine who among their suppliers list will give them the best product. And of course, for number four, you have the price and the terms. So after you have already recognized what product is in need, you have already your suppliers, and of course, you will start your negotiations on the price and the terms. So the business will investigate, and of course, will know what best and price and term for the product. And for number five, you will have the purchase order. So in procurement cycle, in every request in every company, it is being practiced that there is always been a purchase order. So the supplier will know what kind of order you need or what kind of product you need based on the specification that you will put in the purchase order. And of course, the delivery for the number six. So the PO must be delivered by whatever means and it will be acknowledged. So whatever means by sending it through courier, through or sending it through internet or fax. Of course, the company must also acknowledge. And of course, the number six is the expediting or the to expedite the products. For example, especially if the product is in need or is in urgent, so in the business cycle, you have to expedite the product. And number eight is the receipt and the inspection of purchase. So one of the items or orders sent, the receipt must be acknowledged or reject if the items is not completed or is not being accepted by the management. And of course, the number nine is the invoice approval and the payment. So after you have already made or that you already agree the terms and conditions based on the purchase order, they will send you the invoice for your approval, and the next step is of course to process the payment. And of course, the number 10, the record maintenance. This is the important one because in every transaction that was being completed, we must have a records that will be the future reference also, of course, in the future transactions that you have in the company or in the supplier. For number two questions, so what are the steps in the supplier evaluation and selection process? So we have five, and from that five, we have the number one is the supplier identification. Of course, this is very important to evaluate the supplier's performance in giving us the products that we need, or in a company that what products they need. So the number one is the supplier identification. So the company must sort out and identify all its suppliers. It's very important. The company must know who are the suppliers of the product that they need. And of course, number two is the supplier segmentations. So from the list of many lists of different suppliers for one product, of course, the company must have the segmentation. In this segmentation, the company will check who among the suppliers are capable of contributing to the business strategy. So number three is the relationship analysis. So after the company classified or build partnership with supplier, it needs to analyze what kind of relationship must exist between the supplier and the management. And that number four, the relationship management, if they already build the relationship or what kind of relationship they have, they must also know the ideal relationship type. So for supplier who are on top of from the segmentation of supplier, so whoever is on the top, the company will build a good relationship also. And for number five is the most important is the evaluation. So after all the transaction is completed, so the results and the lesson learned for the every transactions between the supplier and the management, it must be documented and evaluated. This is for the future references of the management or the company for the further for the future PO or transaction with suppliers. Thank you.